This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy and Dulux Maitland.
Good evening everybody and welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV. As you can see, JP Nodia is unfortunately not with us this evening, so I'll be holding down the fort for you and sitting in the hot seat. But without further ado, before we get going, I've got to thank our sponsors, Score Energy Drinks, for coming on board with Cape Rugby TV, Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road, and then as well as MChem. And keep your cell phones handy. We've got plenty of great competitions coming up throughout the show. But with me this evening, joined in the hot seat with me is Supersport Challenge head coach Jerome Pabata. Welcome to Cape Rugby TV.
Yeah, Morgan. Maybe I must say welcome to you also.
Yep, that's in order.
Good that you in the hot seats today. Morgan, I must just say well done to all the universities and to Durbell. Marty's won the cup, and CPUT won the cup last Thursday, and Durbell played in the finals and just lost at the end there. So yeah, well done to all of them. I think it was a great, so far, it's a positive season for Western Province Rugby.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. It has been fantastic to see all of our top teams really doing really well this year. But joined Jerome on the hot seat this evening. He's also a man very well known in the channels of Western Province Rugby. He is currently the coaching and education manager at Western Province Rugby. Labib, welcome to Cape Rugby TV.
Thanks, JP. I mean, Morgan.
I'm going to take this. It's going to happen a lot tonight.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's always good to be back. And just to reiterate what Jerome said, the clubs and universities have been doing well, but there's a nice atmosphere in the air just with club rugby starting, you know, and the performance of various teams. It's quite exciting for so early in the season.
Yeah, look, there's so much to get through this evening, and as Labib has mentioned, it's extremely exciting times in Western Province Rugby, so let's dive straight into it. We've got the Southern League highlights to look forward to. It's Retreat taking on Peninsula. We've also got interviews with the chairman, the coaches, and the captains, so plenty to get through, but let's look at the first half highlights between Retreat taking on Peninsula.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy and Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, there we go. I mean, it sure did look like a great day for some running rugby there, Jerome. Your thoughts on the first half highlights? I mean, Retreat leading that one 10-0 going into halftime.
Yeah, Retreat, obviously the bigger pack of forwards. We saw that pushover try there, so set pieces, Retreat was a bit better there. And also seeing that guy scored a try there at the end there, I wonder what the coach would have done if he hurt his neck with that celebration there. But yeah, overall, look, Retreat, the first half looked like they're in control of the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but we do know that the score changed quite drastically in the second half. Labib, your suggestions there on what could have happened possibly before we look at the highlights?
Well, the thing that I picked up was a fantastic vibe at the field. The guys were crying there was so much support. But you can see, and what I like, even just watching it, it's not a lower league game, but obviously not the Super League games, but the guys have some understanding of the game. They're moving it nice into 100%. Space. The scrum is good, they're varying their play. The one tie was scored, the one Jerome mentioned was actually, they were playing, and then they just actually pick and drive, which is good variety even at the level they're playing at. But at that point, Retreat is dominant.
Yeah, no, I mean, extremely encouraging signs there from both sides. But before we go and look at the second half highlights, let's speak to the Retreat chairman, Anthony Almerson, as well as the Retreat captain, Donovan Peterson.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
All right, folks, with me now is Anthony Almerson, chairperson of Retreat Rugby Football Club. Anthony, you've done it again, a derby here at Allenby. What a fantastic day.
JP, beautiful day, beautiful camaraderie. The rugby was top-notch, and unfortunately, Retreat had to be the loser at the end of the day, or was the loser. There was only one winner, Peninsula. Hats off to them. And they came here with the mission to come and spoil our party, and that is what exactly they did.
Last time we were here, you were playing against Morningstar. It was both of you looking for promotion. And the top three teams were getting ready to play in that promotion league. You've still got a long way to go. Are you aiming for the top three again?
Look, that is the coach's goal for this year. We actually sat down and they made mention that top 9, after that promotion. This will be, I mean, we're contesting now for the 4th year. If we make it through the top 9, the guys picked up quite a lot of experience last year, and definitely the club, the community is ready for Super C.
Time to go up.
It's time to go up, JP. The guys are not getting younger, and the experience, they're growing with the experience, JP.
That's fantastic. I see the kids are out here amongst us. Everyone's having a great time. Anthony, well done again on a fantastic derby.
Thank you very much, JP. Thank you, Cape TV, for being here, for promoting Retreat Rugby. And again, we'll be celebrating 121st birthday or anniversary this year. Hope to see you
we'll
again.
Cover it. Yeah, we'll cover it.
Thank you.
hello. Right, folks, with me now is Donovan Peterson. He's, of course, captain here at Retreat. Donovan, didn't go your way today.
JP, we really worked hard in our defense structures this week, Tuesday, Thursday. We defended really well in the first half, and the few minutes in the second half also. But credit to Pennies, they came through. They really played good in the last few minutes of the game, and well done to them for taking the game.
Typical derby.
That's what you can expect from a derby, really, JP. You know, some of the guys, they grew up together, they went to school together. The local folks here at Retreat, Levendale, so it will always be a physical and hard game to play.
Next week?
Next week we are away. I didn't even see the fixtures yet. This game was
so much focus on just today, the
just
big one.
Yeah.
Donovan, we can leave it at that. Well, let's say good luck for the season.
Thank you, JP. Thank you. Cheers, man.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, there you have it. Anthony Almerson and Donovan Peterson. Jerome, your thoughts on Retreat going up? I mean, it's only one game down now. They've lost the first one, but it's not all in doom and gloom. They can bounce back quite quickly, can they?
Yeah, look, anything can happen. It's still early days. But I think the team to be careful of this year in this league is CPUT. Because they're also trying to go up, and I mean we've seen what they've done in the Shield now, But you know, club rugby in Western Province, like anybody can on the day can beat Marties, anybody can beat them. So that's club rugby in Western Province.
Yeah, I mean, I must say, the Southern League is going to be, I mean, just like Super League A, Super League B. I mean, it's tough times in Western Province rugby in terms of wanting to gain promotion. Labib, I mean, one game into the season, how much can you take from the performance?
I think what I'm liking to see that at least there's some goals. They're not just coming to play the season. They've set themselves goals. They want to get into top 3. They also had the disadvantage being -1 now. But like we said, it's still early days. But it's not a double round. It's not a long season. So they're going to have to make sure that they get a few wins under the belt. But I like that they plan and they have ambition. They're not just here to play.
Yeah. So there we have it. I mean, it's. You know, not even knowing who they're playing next week, Jerome. They're clearly very focused on just this first game and, you know, getting this one under the belt. Didn't go their way, but nonetheless, they can bounce back very quickly. It's tough times in Western Province rugby, as it is to gain promotion. Just a very quick mention to MChem at the corner of N1 and Durban Road. It's a 24-hour pharmacy with free parking and always been a great partner to Western Province rugby. So thank you to MChem for coming on board with Western Province rugby. We're going to take a quick ad break, and when we come back, we're going to look at the second half highlights between Retief taking on Peninsula. Welcome back, folks. It's a jam-packed show, so we're going to drive straight into it. Just once again, I'm standing in for JP Nordia, who unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening. But nonetheless, let's look at the second half highlights between Retief taking on Peninsula.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, there you have it, folks. A drastic turn of events in the second half. Peninsula coming through to win that one 17 points to 10. Now, Jerome, before we chat to their coach, John Keister, is this a halftime speech that changes up this, their team, or what do you attribute a performance like this in the second half to?
Look, I think the coach, I think he summed it up perfectly at halftime. And as a coach, I would tell the guys, look, it's only 10 points into this game. It's not a big score. So if they focus on what they're good at, and as we were seeing there, by throwing the ball around, because Retreat has got big boys, throwing the ball around, keep the ball away from them, just keep the ball and don't give them any possession. I think that hopefully he said that at halftime, because that's why they got all that points.
Yeah, I mean, Labib, off air we were chatting now about some of the skills that exist in some of these teams. I mean, what do you know, we see a prop running through to score there. We saw their fly off making some headway. The skills is really of the highest level there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that one play where they had a double chicken wing to get momentum. But like I said, man, the spatial awareness of these teams, it's amazing. They just know where the space is, which sometimes teams on the higher level try to coach and explain it, but these guys do it naturally. And you can see they also mixed up the game second half, also pick up and drive, sending the ball wide. But the offloading was great. And the last try at the end with the 10 running through, showing brilliant individual skills, summed it up, ending it with a slam dunk. But it's also the team that wanted it. Like, it's a derby. The captain mentioned they live together, they went to school together, they probably go to church together, and it's bragging rights for a year now, irrespective if Retreat goes up or not. Bragging rights.
No, well, they've heard it, bragging rights to Peninsula for the next year. Let's chat to their coach, John Keister, as well as the Peninsula captain, JP Joseph.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Right, folks, with me now is John Keister, coach of Peninsula. John, big day for you guys today. You must be happy with this result.
Yeah, obviously this has always been a bogey team for us, Retreat. But today in the second half, the guys stepped up to the plate and they pulled it through, yeah.
Retreat had a bye last week. You guys had your first game last week already. You took your first victory. Do you think that made a difference?
I think so, because, you know, there's no substitute for game time. Yeah.
Next week?
Next week, we're having a bye, taking a rest, and I don't even know who we're playing after this.
It's your turn now to rest. All right.
Absolutely.
How much of a difference did it make for the guys in today, the derby feel?
Look, we always knew that if we can get past this game, then we stand a good chance in the league. Because like I said, this has always been a bogey team for us, and every year it seems like after this game, if we lose, then we don't step up anymore. So today, definitely, we are well on the road now to taking the league.
Oh, I wish you guys the best of luck. You got to aim for that top 3 now.
Absolutely, top first.
Alright, mense, saam met my nou is JP Joseph, hy's die kaptein van Peninsula. JP, lekker game vir julle vandag.
Het was een baie lekker game. Ons het geweet het gaat hard wees. Dan is baie van ons mannen van die veld opgeteken, baie van ons mannen is in die hospitaal. Dat is hoe hard die wedstrijd was.
Jo.
So ja, maar dan is onze boys het vorentoe gegaan en ons het die wen gekry.
Goeie gees.
Was een goeie gees. Op een tijd het ek net onze skare gehoor, had ek weer Retreatse skare gehoor, maar dat was goeie gees geweest.
Nou, wat is het wat vir julle vandag die verskil gemaak het? Ek sien julle het die bal nogal 'n bietjie gespreid.
Ik denk meer, die mannen het meer gestep op in die posities waar hulle volgemaak het, die substitutions as gevolg van die mannen wat seer gekry het. Die mannen het allemaal, toe hulle opkom, kom hulle met die regte mindset op. En allemaal het hulle posisie gevul waar hulle opgestuur voor was.
Alright, JP, ons het daar so wel gedaan. Julle het van die derby titel.
Baie dankie, JP.
Lekker.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, folks, there you have it. JP Joseph, a very happy captain of Peninsula, and saying what an impact his bench made. We're going to take a quick look at the results from the Southern League. Titans there, they beat Lagunia. Went down to Lagunia, 34 points to 17. As mentioned earlier in the highlights we just watched, a Retreat going down to Peninsula, 17 points to 10. Bishop Lavis, they went down to Young Stars, 25-19. And then Atlantis picking up a good result there against Rocklands, 24 points to 17. If we can very quickly look at the logs as well while we're at it. Lagunia currently leading the way in the Southern League. Only 2 games played so far, sitting on 10 points and picking up 5 from fire. Well, maximum 5 points in both games. And that's followed by Peninsula, Rocklands and Noordlikus. And at the bottom of the Southern League, Bishop Lavis, Silverleaf, Young Brothers and Thistles bringing up the rear. Jerome, this Southern League, difficult one to call. I know it's only 2 games in or 1 game in for a number of teams, but it's going to be a tough one to call throughout the season.
Yeah, if you look at the results of the weekend, close scores, so it definitely looked like it's going to be a tough one. I don't know if they work a lot on defense, but it's not high-scoring games.
Yeah, they must be working a fair amount on defense. Labib, I mean, close games like this earlier in the season, is it expected, or I mean, are teams preparing very well? Low-scoring games. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Sometimes for the first game they're nervous, and in derbies especially, and there's obviously a lot of derbies in this league. They don't want to do too much, but. Maybe it is defense, maybe a few errors on attack, that's why they're not scoring. But the team that are winning would obviously be happy because they'll be using the log as a platform to further plan the season ahead.
So we're going to take another ad break, and when we come out of the ad break, we're going to look at some more match highlights, this time from Super League A. And the first one up will be Brackenfell versus Vix. We'll be back with you in a second. Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome back. We're going to head straight into it. It's the jam-packed show, as mentioned earlier. And once again, I'm just enjoying this hot seat in place of JP Nodia, who unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening. But we're going to head straight into Super League A this time. And it's Brackenfell taking on Vix. Let's look at the highlights from this game.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, there you have it, another extremely enjoyable game in Super League A, and congratulations to Brackenfell on winning that game 27 points to 14. Next up, we have another match highlights between Hamilton's taking on UWC.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour Pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Welcome back, folks. Two big Super League A games there. Brackenfell picking up a really impressive result over Vix, and Hamilton's drawing with UWC 33-all. Jerome, two rather contrasting results considering what we've seen so far in Super League A.
Yeah, if you talk about the first one, Vix, or you talk about this game?
Well, both. I think both are fairly
games, yeah,
both surprises. I would have thought.
I would say that, yeah. Like if you look at the Vix game, but I also think like the hype around the final was too big at Stellenbosch, so maybe there was no the guys were not, there was not a lot of effort on that. But take nothing away from Brackenfell. They played well. I mean, they've actually scored some good tries. Yeah, and I also it's tough and it's difficult. Not because we know all the players that Marties have or that Stellenbosch have, but I think that Harvey's kept his squad. So he would have had about 35 players there, also if guys are not playing. So it was going to be tough on Vix, yeah. And yeah, but it's and I've watched the first half of Hamilton's in UWC, quite tight right through the game. Like then Hamilton scored, then UWC score, high scoring game, entertaining for the crowd, but.
Worrying for the coaches.
Worrying for both coaches, yeah.
Labib, your thoughts on both games? I mean, look, let's focus more a bit on that Hamilton's UWC game. 33-all so early in the season. Where do you think it maybe went right or wrong? I guess a draw is like a bit like kissing your sister. What would your thoughts be?
Well, I haven't got sisters, but anyway. If I look at it compared to the highlights of the lower divisions, there was a big focus on mauling. Both teams scored of maul tries, so it just shows the difference in mindset. Teams want to use their position, but they use it to gain territory and then try to maul. That was a big thing for me watching that. But I think both teams would have gotten 3. Both teams scored 4 tries. They would have gotten 3 points, which is better than a draw, although not a win. Although they probably never played all the players, a big name, they never saw too many of them. So if I'm the UWC coaches, I'll probably be happy with the result, but maybe I'm kicking myself. Maybe I should have put in a big name player or two to get the 5 point on. Hamilton on the other side has got to pull up their socks, because they've had a loss last week and this one here, and coaches will probably be nervous going forward. But knowing them, knowing the coaches and Kagan and the boys, they're probably making some plans, and it'll be interesting to see their team sheet now versus a few weeks' time.
Yeah, no, I mean, being involved in Hamilton's, I can confirm that they do need to pull up their socks, and yeah, they'll be looking forward to a bit of a break now over the Easter weekend, and then we're heading straight into it, coming back from the Easter break. But nonetheless, we're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the ad break, we're going to look at another 2 Super League A games. Paul take on Unimil, and also Tygerberg versus Villages. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back, folks. It's a jam-packed show, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're going to head straight into it. Another Super League A fixture to look forward to. Paul take on Unimil. Let's look at the highlights of this game.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and the Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and the Dulux Maitland.
Another big result there for Unimil, picking up another big scalp and winning that game 46 points to 29. We're going to head straight into the next highlights. It's Tygerberg taking on Villages. Big result here for Tygerberg.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and the Dulux Maitland. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.
Well, there you have it. Two extremely good highlights, and well done to Tygerberg on winning that one, 38 points to 7. Jerome, I must say, this Tygerberg side is one to look out for this year.
They're looking good. And one thing that I like about them is, I think teams, you also see some of the South African teams in the Super Rugby. Once there's a line break, guys don't follow up. And there was about 3 line breaks, and there's 3 guys to pass through. So well done to that, because that's difficult, and the support play very good of Tygerberg, and also their structure and how you can see they want to spread the ball wide, and it seems like each guy knows exactly where to run.
Well, Jerome, I must be honest. I know these two coaches personally, but extremely well coached sides in Tygerberg and Villages. Labib, obviously coaching plays a massive role in Super League A.
Yeah, if I can take Milnerton, I can see they've got a few good acquisitions, but at the same time they've got a nice stable squad.
Correct, I do.
And I can see they're believing in the structure, and they plan to get such a result away from home against probably a motivated Paul side, who's also have some names, for lack of a better word, but they probably still need to find their mojo in order to click. And believe you me, with the names, the players they've got there, I'm sure they will. On the Tygerberg side, 100% what Jerome has said. I like their shape. Their players seem relaxed. They seem like they had time. They were taking people on individually, getting the offload, and the support play was great. And they will be a force to reckon with going forward, for sure.
Yeah, another league that's going to be extremely tough. I mean, I know Marty's still got to come back from the Varsity Cup, but nonetheless, some teams showing some real positive signs. Before we go to an ad break, we're going to make another mention of Dulux. It's number 30 Coburg Road in Maitland, just over the N1 bridge. And all your paint supplies, go down to Dulux. They'll spec your premises, and they'll let you know exactly how much paint you need in order to paint your premises. We're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the ad break, we're going to look at the rest of the results in Super League A, as well as the fixtures across the board in Super League A, B, C, and alike. We'll see you guys after the break. Welcome back, folks. Let's dive straight into it. Some results from Super League A. As we already saw now, Tygerberg taking on Villages. They won that game 38 points to 7. SK Walmers, a nice tight one against UCT, but unfortunately going down at home, 36 points to 28. Then False Bay picking up a big result against Primrose, winning that one 56 points to 10. Paul going down to Unimil, 46-29. Hamilton's drawing 33-all with UWC, and Brackenfell, they beat Victorians 27 points to 14. So some really close results. While we're at it, before I just throw forward to the two gentlemen in the studio with me, I'm going to quickly look at the Super League A log. And False Bay, they lead the way. They're having picked up a maximum of 10 points in their 2 games. And that's followed by UCT, Unimil, and Tygerberg. And then just at the bottom of Super League A, Primrose still need to pick up a result, as well as NNK and Durbal and Stellenbosch are yet to play. And then it's followed by SK Women's Victorians, Paul, UWC, and Hamilton sitting mid-table in number 7 position. Well, let's talk to you this time, Labib. What do you make of Super League A so far this year?
The same like all the league, it's early days, but there is some form of shape happening. I reckon the teams that have been losing will probably start in their planning, targeting games versus just beating the top games. Probably when they play the top teams, say, listen, let's try and get 4 tries to get a point out of it. But there is shape taking it out. But if I look at most teams and speaking to coaches and even players, a lot of teams actually have done some good recruits, and you can't underestimate any team. On the day, on a bounce of the ball, or maybe some luck on your side, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I must say, there is tough times in Super League A. Jerome, are you looking at some of these players for your Super Sport Challenge? I mean, not that you're not looking at Super League B or C, but have you been, I know you've been attending a fair number of games. Are there some standout players for you, and are these players all putting up their hands for selection into the Super Sport Challenge?
Yeah, look, we all my coaches are going around to clubs now, also looking at getting guys in. We currently have about 10 players from clubs playing at the moment, training with us. They've been with us now for the last 14 weeks. So yeah, there's still lots of openings for guys. As the Super Rugby guys get injured, they take from our guys, so then I go take at the clubs.
Well, there you have it, the positive message from the head coach of the Super Sport Challenge. everyone's hand puts up their hand, so it's important to play well throughout the year. Let's look at the Super League B results very quickly. Vineyards picking up a massive result there over All Saints, winning that one 70 points to 0. St. George's, a tough, close one against Kales Rover, going down 34 points to 32. Then Helderberg, is this result even real? 106 points against Rangers 8. And Goodwood beating Young Peoples 37 points to 17. While Collegians, they picked up a big result over Macassar, winning that one 31-13. Busy Bees going down to Bellville 54 points to 22. And then Belhar, they drew another draw in Super League B against Franschhoek 31-all. Let's look at the logs. Helderberg, they lead the way in Super League B, and that's followed by Vineyards and Goodwood. And then in fourth place, it's Belhar, having played 2 games and won one of them, as well as Franschhoek, St. George's, Kales River, Bellville, and Collegians. And then just bringing up the rear in 10th place, it's Rangers. They picked up 4 points so far in their 2 games, and Busy Bees have picked up 2. And then Hamlets, Macassar, and Young Peoples, as well as All Saints, still yet to pick up a result this year. Super League B, another extremely tight one to call. And Labib, would you say, again, same trend starting to form here, or is it too early to call?
No, I think Super League B is different to Super League A. Super League A, hereby a few games, you'll have the top half and the bottom half. Super League B, hereby midway through the season, even the last 3-4 games, the team that's normally 8th can even get into top 3. But the one big thing is that in Super League B, the team that's bottom later in the season has the ability to beat the team that's top.
Yeah.
I was at the Bellville Busy B game for part of it, and people mustn't underestimate Busy Bees. Okay, playing them at home, you're going to actually be in for a tough time, even though the results never went their way. And it's also interesting to see even Collegians getting results, considering they don't have a training field. The Rangers result, that was a surprise, probably a shock. Maybe it's actually a wake-up shock for them, and hopefully they can turn their season around.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pick up 1 or 2 tough results, then now's probably the time to do it nice and early on in the season. Let's look at Super League C results now. Young Wesleys, they went down to Scottsdene, 45 points to 21. It's Peniel Villages, they beat Strand United 22-17. Morning Star, they went down, a very close one there to Hands and Hearts, 26 points to 25. While Manenberg Rangers went down to Langa 29-0. Kraaifontein, they lost narrowly to Strand 19-16, while Blue Stars beat Calmore 31-18, and Blue Jets, they drew another draw in Super League C, so a draw across the board. Blue Jets drawing to Wraithby Universals 18-all. Let's look at the logs in Super League C very quickly. If I can move along here, Hands and Hearts, they lead the way, having picked up a maximum 10 points. That's followed by Scottsdene Central, Wraithby Universals, and Strand United. Ooh, this is a league that's fairly open at the moment. And then at the bottom of Super League C, Young Wesleys, Manenberg Rangers, and Kraaifontein bring up the rear. And that's followed by Blue Jets, Peniel Villages, and Kylemore. So tough times in Super League C, Jerome. I mean, we're going to say this every week, aren't we? But Super League C, I mean, is it too early to call? That is my, teams don't pick up results. They may pick up results, but I think losing too early on in the season is not necessarily the worst results in the whole world. You can still bounce back. Would you suggest that it's time to worry or time to work?
If I look at the log there, I watched the friendly game earlier this in March, Hands and Hearts in Scottsdene. So both of their teams look like top of the log there. So in Super C, they look like the teams to look out for.
Folks, it's a jam-packed show. We're running out of time here, so let's go straight into City League results quickly. Western Zebras, they took on Silvertree, and they won that one 22-19. While Violets, I'm not sure this game was played or if they just picked up the points, but Violets, they beat Watsonia 20-0. Progress won 75-7 against Perseverance. Hamadias went and won 34-21 against Police, while Gardens, they beat Young Ideas 18-8, and Caledonian Roses, they beat Temperance Cities 39 points to 3. In the log there, Progress sit at the top with Hamadias, Violets, and Masipumalele, and that's followed by Caledonian Roses, Young Ideas, Western Zebras, and Police, while at the bottom of the City League, Watsonia, Perseverance, still need to pick up results there, as well as Silvertree. Then let's move to the Northern League. Windmill United, they went down to Easter River 34-30. Whistling Wheels, they picked up a big result of a Strand Pioneers 68 points to 7, while Khayelitsha went down to Silurians 43-17. Delft, they drew 20-all with Stellenbosch Coronations, while Blakes beat Imikawe 37-3. and Albions beat Van der Stel Evergreens 36-22. If I look at the logs there very quickly, Blakes lead the way with Easter River and Whistling Wheels, while at the bottom of the Northern League, Imikawi, Khayelitsha and Strand Pioneers are yet to pick up results this year. In the Paarl League, Allendale, they went down to Lower Paarl 37-22, while Paarl Rangers beat Young Standards 42-23, and Riverstones, they beat Simondium 28-10, and Young Gardens, they picked up a big result of Violets winning that one 43-20. In the Paarl League, just very quickly, the log standings, Paarl Rangers lead the way with Lower Paarl. They'll be looking to want to fix that one with Allendale and Riverstones, and then bringing up the rear is Young Gardens, Peril United, Young Standards, Violets and Simondium. We also had some posters which came through, so let's quickly look at the posters that came through for the Easter competitions currently underway. And there's an Easter competition there, 20,000 Rand in prize money, 8 teams. It's rugby and netball, and it's a serious tournament taking place this Saturday. And the bus departs at 7 o'clock in the morning, and the price is 120 Rand per person. And come and support Blue Stars United and all the teams, and they're the sponsors at the bottom. There's also another poster, Easter tournament taking place in Saldanha. It's the Super 8 Easter Rugby Tournament, and it takes place all weekend from the 18th through to the 22nd. There's going to be music, seafood stalls, there's going to be a beer tent, and there's going to be plenty to look forward to. And then I see the different teams there taking place. If I can quickly run through it, it's Saldanha, it's Roses, Villages, Worcester, Westbank, Barbarians, St. Helena Bay, Kales River, and Vredenburg. So plenty to look forward to. And then just a reminder too, the Western Province is always in need of referees. We need you, the referees. If you're looking to get involved, to become a referee or be trained at Western Province Rugby referee and give back to the game you love, then you could earn yourself 1,000 Rand per week. The course is free, and you got to apply now. Visit www.wpclubrugby.co.za or SMS referee to 33090. That's a wrap, folks. We've run out of time here, Jerome. Just very quickly, congratulations once again to Durban for doing so well as as CPUT and Marties for winning the Varsity Cup. Your final thoughts?
No, that's great, and also young coaches coming through. Rito, one of the coaches with me, Rito Rungwani, and also Ricky Peterson doing great work at CPUT, and then Harvey's and Norman Jordan and all the boys there, and Johan at Durban. So great coaches in doing good work for club rugby in Western Province.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Great to see some young coaching talent coming through. Labib, that's almost to a large degree one of your portfolios, or am I speaking under correction?
Yeah, probably in the initial phases, and for them to go through the path where they need to have obviously qualifications on the CVs, etc. But on the club rugby scene, we have an Easter break now, and it's almost like you're going to fear of missing out. You actually want the guys to play in order to just see what happens. So next week, hopefully, there'll be some good results again.
There we go, folks. Thank you so much to these two gentlemen for holding down the hot seat with me. I'm not too sure if JP will be back next week. If he's not, then I'll be doing it again. But if he is, we wish JP well on his travels and all the very best for his trip overseas. Don't forget to send us your pics and any information regarding your club. Share it on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages, and don't forget to hashtag WP Club Rugby. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Score Energy Drinks, and of course, Dulux Maitland, your one-stop shop for all your paint requirements. And that's it for me. Have a fantastic rugby weekend, or Easter weekend. In fact, not much rugby happening. There are 2 festivals, but have yourselves a fantastic Easter weekend, and we'll see you guys back up and running next week, same time, same place. Goodbye, everybody.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, and Dulux Maitland.